So let us solve this example of thin spherical shell. So this is our shell. This is our shell. It has a radius capital R. The point P is outside this shell at a distance small r. Let the surface charge density be sigma. Surface charge density is sigma of this thin spherical shell. To solve this problem, we have to consider the Gaussian surface, and to consider the Gaussian surface, to this P, we draw a sphere. We draw a sphere with radius small r. So again, this Gaussian surface is a spherical shell with radius small r. So Gaussian surface is a spherical shell. Now let us see that what is the direction of electric field. So the normal to the surface is like this everywhere, and in this case electric field is also in this same direction. Again, electric field is in this direction radially outward, and the normal to the surface is in same direction. So in each and every case, the normal to the surface and electric field direction is same. Hence we can write E dot delta S is as simply E S delta S. Okay, because normal to the surface and electric field are both in the same direction. So for the first case, let us solve. Phi flux is equal to E dot delta S. E dot delta S. Now this dot is gone because both are in same direction. So this is simply E. Now what is the surface area? Surface area of this Gaussian surface is 4 pi r square. You know the surface area of any sphere is 4 pi r square and the radius is small r. So this is E into 4 pi r square. Okay. So this is the flux. This must be flux, and from Gauss law it must be equal to Q upon epsilon naught. Q upon epsilon naught. Now let us see the first, what is E here? E is equal to simply Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. So here you can see that it is equal to what we calculated from Coulomb's law. This is equal to what we calculated from Coulomb's law. So it does not matter we calculate in this way or in another way, the field would remain for a spherical shell remains same, as the whole charge is at its center. Whole charge is at its center. Similar we calculated using the Coulomb's law for a particle. So for that the field was same, Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. For small point charge it was same. So for a spherical shell, field work like as the whole charge is concentrated at the center. Now solve it again, keeping the values of surface charge density. So we saw E into 4 pi epsilon naught 4 pi r square is equal to Q upon epsilon naught. So now what is Q? What is Q here? Q is equal to sigma into surface area, but this time what surface area? This small shell, this shell, the original shell. So 4 pi r square. This time we will not take this Gaussian surface. Gaussian surface is only on the flux side, but charge is only on this circle, this sphere, this spherical shell. So we will take the radius of this spherical shell. So this is simply sigma into 4 pi r square. This 4 pi and 4 pi cancels out, and E is equal to simply sigma upon, sorry, I forgot to write epsilon naught, sigma upon epsilon naught capital R square upon small r square. So this is here, and this is the result from Coulomb's law. So here we have proved both the results, and this is, if we see the direction, So this E is equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square, and the direction r is always radially outward direction. Again, similar to previous examples, the direction is radially outward if Q is greater than 0, that means positive. You know that for positive charge it is always outward, and for negative charge if inward, and inward towards inside if charge is negative. For negative charge it is inward. So that is obvious. For positive charge always outward, for negative charge always inward. Till now we have solved all the cases for positive charge. Only thing changes with negative charge is direction will, instead of going outward, will be inwards. Now let us solve the second case. Second case, the shell remains the same, surface charge density sigma remains the same. Only thing is that Gaussian surface is changed. Now the Gaussian surface is much smaller. Now let us solve this thing for field inside the shell. Again, see this diagram. This is ordinary spherical shell with radius r, capital R, and now the Gaussian surface is inside with small r radius. This Gaussian surface is inside, and surface charge density remains same, sigma, because that is the same shell. So let us solve this. Again, similarly, phi is equal to E into 4 pi r square, which must be equal to Q upon epsilon naught. So this is similar, and again, since this time as well, this is a sphere, so there must be a spherical symmetry. If there is any field, it must be radially outward or radially inward, depending on the charge, whether charge is positive or negative. So now this charge Q upon epsilon naught. What is Q upon epsilon naught? Is sigma into 4 pi capital R square. But here you can see since capital R is bigger than this small r, so capital R is greater than this r, so no charge is enclosed by this Gaussian surface. So Q is 0 here. No charge is enclosed by this small Gaussian surface. Hence E is equal to 0. The flux through Gaussian surface is as well calculated as before. So the flux is simply E into 4 pi epsilon naught. However, in this case, the Gaussian surface encloses no charge because charge shell was outside and Gaussian surface was inside. So there was no charge inside this Gaussian surface. There was no charge. So Q is simply equal to 0. Q is equal to 0, that means electric field is 0. So now we have seen that field inside a spherical shell is 0. That is, the field due to uniformly charged thin shell is 0 at all points inside the shell. Inside the field is always 0, outside the field is there, which varies as 1 by r square. This important result is a direct consequence of Gauss law, which follows Coulomb's law. The experimental verification confirms the result, confirm the 1 by r square dependence on Coulomb's law. So on that day we discussed that Gauss law holds only if there is 1 by r square. So outside there is a 1 by r square. So this field is decreased as 1 by r square outside. But inside shell you see if I take a point here. So from where I will calculate r? From here. So there will not be any 1 by r square dependence. Hence Gauss law is not valid and field is 0. Again, there is a star given here. What does this star say? This star say, compare this with the case of mass, that means gravitational case, which you read in class 11th.